And becoming the powerful version of you is less about becoming hard. It's becoming skilled and stable and clear and hard to manipulate. And I think that sadness and misery comes from lack of options. Why do you want to become that powerful version of you? That's my question. Because usually that kind of desire comes after being disrespected and dismissed and being taken advantage of and being hurt physically and emotionally by other people. Comes after being betrayed and being dumbly naive, with no justice being given to you. You ended up in a situation that was unfair, and you ended up being the wounded one. That's why I'm sorry for what happened to you. I'm really sorry for what happened to you. You didn't deserve it. You deserved better, and it shouldn't have happened to you. And I'm sure that you got no apology or closure from those people. Because of course, those people are cruel. They do not operate on the same system that you work with. And that's why I'm here to tell you that you do not actually need an apology to recover. You do not need any closure in order for you to heal. You can heal without none of that. You need to let go. And letting go, not by the definition that you're thinking about right now. Letting go does not mean saying that what happened to you doesn't matter. It matters. Because it affected you mentally and physically. It matters. And it wasn't okay. And letting go doesn't mean that they are right. They are not right. They shouldn't have done you like that, under no circumstance. But letting go means saying that I am done. I am no longer gonna let my peace be dependent on other people's behavior. No longer gonna let my peace be dependent on those people's behavior. If you keep waiting for them to balance the story for you, this will not happen. You're just actually allowing them to still participate in your present life. Closure does not come from the chapter ending in a fair way. Maybe it wasn't fair. Closure comes when you say that chapter is over. I decide that this chapter is over. That's closure. And the question that is in your brain right now saying, where is my fairness? What happened wasn't fair. You switch it to, how will my life be? What will happen if I stop giving those people mental space? Wouldn't I be happier, more relaxed, and more at peace? Because for a long time they had access to you. They had access to your peace and they disturbed it. They had access to your stress and they stressed you. What they still have access to right now is your attention. They still control your attention. So stop giving it to them. And at some point you have to choose to either stay in the courtroom, the empty courtroom in your head, or to decide to finally start living the life that you want. And before telling you the steps of how to become the powerful version of you, the first thing you need to do is to stop negotiating with the past. The past is the past. It was hurtful, I know. And I'm so sorry for what happened to you. It happened. And if you keep telling yourself, I shouldn't have done that, I shouldn't have spoke to them, this shouldn't have happened, why did this do this, why did they do this to me? Those questions may feel productive, but they are keeping you stuck. They are just keeping you trapped. Whenever you catch yourself thinking about them, you're gonna stop and say, it happened. And now I left that environment. I learned from it. It doesn't have to end in a fair way. I now choose peace for myself, and I choose to stop giving them mental space. They do not even deserve it. I deserve my full energy to be directed towards me and my future. I left that environment, and what happened has happened. And I forgive myself. I forgive myself for whatever I have done, or for whatever I have allowed myself to take. I forgive myself that took that much disrespect from those people. She didn't know better. Now she knows. So what should I do right now? Like that, you are not approving it. You are not approving of what happened, but you're refusing to relive it. You lived it once, that's enough. Do not keep reliving it in your brain. And becoming the powerful version of you is less about becoming hard. It's not becoming hard. It's becoming skilled and stable and clear and hard to manipulate. And I think that the first step to becoming more stable and clear is health. Because the same way that you cannot fight with a broken sword, you cannot fight with a broken body. Your body is that vessel that's going to take you from point A to point B. Your body is your weapon. You cannot win in nothing, actually. You cannot win in life if you are being destroyed biologically. What are you if you weren't just a body and a soul? Or a body and a consciousness, whatever you believe in? What are you beside a body? That's why you have to take care of your health, so you can go far, so you can actually heal mentally. Take care of your nutrition and move every day, all the day. Nutrition and movement and sleep and lower stress. We're gonna speak about sleep later. The second step is financial independency. Yes, money does not solve everything, but money gives you options. And I think that sadness and misery comes from lack of options, comes from being trapped around people because you need something from them. So try to build an income for you. Learn new skills. Discover what are you good at. What are you actually good at? Discover what are you good at and develop it. And if you're good at nothing, work whatever job you can find. Because there is nothing shameful in any job, in any type of work. You cannot be embarrassed from any job that pays you to live. But of course, make it legal. You don't want to add problems on other problems. And freedom is easier when you support yourself, when you are not dependent on anyone. The third step is emotional regulation. The powerful version of you is emotionally regulated. And emotional regulation does not mean that you're emotionless and that you're cold. No. Actually, the problem was never in your emotions. The problem was in people that you gave those emotions to. And it wasn't even in you. You didn't know better. It's okay. You did not know better. You didn't do nothing wrong. You were naive with them. You just lacked knowledge. But now you know. So the goal is not to become emotionless, but to regulate those emotions. Which means if someone provokes you or disrespects you, you will not explode. You will not spiral for days. You will not collapse. And the first step, believe me, to become emotionally regulated is sleep. Because when you don't sleep, the part of your brain that reacts emotionally, which is the amygdala, becomes more sensitive. And this amygdala scans for threats and danger and fear and anger, and it reacts emotionally. It becomes more sensitive. And the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for emotional regulation and decision taking and thinking logically, works less efficiently. But sleep helps the emotional system stays connected to the prefrontal cortex. Now you see that sleep is the first stone that you put when you want to be emotionally regulated. You can do any other step I'm going to tell you about. If you miss sleep, you miss everything. The second step is routines. You gotta create a routine. Because routines regulate the brain by reducing uncertainty. Your nervous system loves predictability. And when life becomes chaotic or unstable, your brain is gonna be alert, anticipating when is the next danger happening. But routines do the opposite thing. You know what's gonna happen to a certain extent, so you send a message of, okay, we are stable, we are safe, we can relax right now. And the third step is boundaries. You gotta put boundaries with people to prevent you from being burnt out again. Limits that people cannot cross. So you prevent yourself from being stressed, from being emotionally dependent on people, from saying yes when you want to say no, from being stretched so thin that you cannot hold on to yourself anymore. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. And boundaries come from knowing yourself. What you should accept, what you should not. What you can deal with and what you cannot deal with. And the last step of being emotionally regulated is express those emotions. Do not suppress them. Cry. Cry when you want to cry, as much as you want. Hug yourself and cry. Yell. Go out and yell. Go to an empty place and yell. You know those break-in rooms that people go to and start breaking things and start breaking glass? That's actually good. If you have access to a place like that, go to it. Because anger is an energy that needs to get out. Do not get it out in people that done you dirty. No, you deserve better. Get it out physically. Make yourself physically tired. Hit something. Hit a pillow. Do boxing. Do any kind of sport. Endurance sport. Lift weight. Dance as much as you want to get yourself tired when you dance. And think about everything happened to you when you're doing that. And say loudly that you are getting out this energy. By you doing that kind of sport, you are getting out that load of stress that was put on you. Because a calm nervous system is the power. A calm person is the power. A person that can actually control his emotions is powerful. That's why being emotionally regulated is how you're going to become that powerful version of you. The third step is becoming hard to manipulate. Not paranoid, but aware. Actually, there's a lot of things to say about this subject. I cannot describe it briefly, so it's gonna be the video of tomorrow. But generally, read about psychology and read about manipulation tactics that they were used against you. The fifth step of becoming powerful is get disciplined. Powerful people trust themselves because they keep promises to themselves. So you choose what you want to be disciplined with. Sleep on the same time often, every day. Keep your room clean. When you say you gotta do something, do it. Keep your promises to you. Study even when you are tired. Work even when you are tired. When you say I'm gonna do this, do it even when you are tired. Because discipline builds self-respect. And that powerful version of you respects herself. To the step 6. Focus on creation. Because the strongest version of you is creating. The strongest version of you is not stuck replaying enemies in her head. She is busy gaining new skills, developing herself, working on her goals and on her ambitious dreams. She's busy with health and creating opportunities for herself and with creating an identity for herself that she loves. That version of you is busy developing a skill after another. This version of you is busy taking care of herself, is busy creating, not surviving, being creative. And the energy that you need for your future is the energy that you are wasting now on the past. Take that energy from the past and invest it in your future. You need your energy to be kept to you so you can work on your dreams. You do not give it to anyone else. So being powerful does not mean that you become isolated, or you hate people, or you become cold or untouchable. No. Being powerful is becoming regulated. Being powerful is embodying self-respect and stability and intelligence and freedom. Because powerful is free. And this combination is naturally power. Being powerful is choosing yourself over anything else, choosing your peace and choosing to move on because you deserve it. You deserve the best. And I love you as always, and I see you tomorrow in the new video. Make sure to subscribe and like the video so other people can see it too.